Is the Mini 2 still worth it in 2022 now that the Mini 3 has been released, and is this still one of the best beginner drones on the market? Hey, my name's Jake and I create content here to help solo creators on the go. So I test and review lots of drones, cameras, lenses here in Alaska, and I give you tips and tutorials on how to use them. If that's something that interests you, consider subscribing. The short answer to whether the DJI Mini 2 is worth it in 2022 is yes, it is. It's still a great drone and still the drone that I recommend most beginners start with. Now, yes, the Mini 3 came out and it looks to be a fantastic drone. I don't have one yet, but I have one coming. I've ordered and paid for it myself, and I'll be doing reviews and comparisons and all of that too. But there are still a few reasons why I think the Mini 2 or even the Mini SE is a better beginner drone than the Mini 3. There are a couple of reasons you might want the Mini 3 over the Mini 2 or the Mini SE. We'll also talk about those in just a minute. Price is the #1 reason why I think the Mini SE or the Mini 2 is still the best option for beginners. One, the Mini SE runs about $300 US, where the Mini 2, the Fly More kit, runs a little over $500 or right around $500, depending if you find it on sale or not. And that's a great price for people who are just getting started on flying drones. You don't want to invest in $1,000 and then go out and immediately crash it. And by the way, I have lots of videos to help you learn how to fly a drone without crashing. They'll be linked up in the corner here. But price is the main reason why I think the Mini 2, the Mini SE is the best option for beginners. And beyond just the initial purchase price of buying a drone, which can be, fairly daunting, even at $300 or $500, the fact that these are very easily and very inexpensively repairable makes them a great first drone. Because if you do crash one, which you might, then it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to fix it, which I have seen happen. So whereas a Mini 2 can be repaired for as little as like $20 or $25, depending on the damage, that's not the only reason why I think the Mini 2 or the Mini SE is a great starter drone. But let's go a little further up the trail. Another reason to consider the Mini 2 or the Mini SE is the footage. The footage quality is surprisingly good for such a small drone and a small sensor. Now, yes, it's not the best at low light. If you're going to film stuff at low light, you need a much larger sensor. I would say minimum, you're going to need a 1-inch sensor drone, which is the Air 2S or Mavic 3 and on up there. But for a small sensor drone, the Mini 2 and the Mini SE do a surprisingly good job, especially if you're doing things like this, where you're just wanting to capture yourself out doing things, having fun, adventures. The Mini 2, the Mini SE do great. Now, the Mini 2 is limited to 4K 30, but 4K 30 is great. You can do 2.7K at 60, and the Mini SE is limited to 2.7K at 30, but those are all more than good enough for social media. And the photo quality out of these, while it's limited to 12 megapixels, is really not bad. It actually does a pretty good job. Again, more than enough for anything you're going to share on social media, YouTube, things like that. Then we come to capability. While the Mini SE is a little less powerful than the Mini 2, and that's why I recommend the Mini 2, because I really feel like it's the sweet spot between performance and price and what you get out of it. But the Mini 2 can actually handle some pretty good conditions. It's been plenty windy around here today. The Mini 2 hasn't had any issues with that. It handles a fair amount of wind. It'll go up to 32, 33 miles an hour depending on conditions, which is not bad. It's almost as fast as the Mini 3. Full test and comparison between the Mini 3 and the Mini 2 will be coming. But the capabilities of these two drones is really fantastic. And if you can learn to fly these two drones, the Mini SE or the Mini 2, you will be able to fly just about any drone, and you'll be able to fly them relatively well. And that is a huge reason why I recommend the Mini 2 and the Mini SE as a great beginner drone. And when I say this drone is easy to fly, this is what I mean. This is my son Isaac. Come here, bud. And he's going to fly the drone. Now, he does fly drones. He's flown FPV drones, and he's flown this drone a little bit, but this is how easy this drone is to learn to fly. He's now going to fly around a little bit and capture a little bit of footage for use in this video. How easy was that flying?
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy? Like you feel like you were able to get some good shots?
Yeah.
I think so. So that's what I mean when I say it's pretty easy and pretty simple to fly. Now, Isaac's flown other drones, he's flown FPV, so he actually has a fair amount of skill flying drones, but he doesn't fly the GPS drones very often, and they are very different from FPV. So the fact that he's able to pick up a controller and within a couple of seconds figure out how to do what he wants to do to get the shots he wants to get means You can learn to fly this drone really easily, and that's one of the biggest reasons I recommend this as a beginner drone. It is so easy to learn to fly. The other reason I recommend the Mini 2 and the Mini SE as a perfect beginner drone is actually something that most people think is the opposite, and that's the lack of obstacle avoidance. The reason I think that the lack of obstacle avoidance is good for a beginner drone is it forces you to learn how to fly the drone. It forces you to learn how to fly line of sight. It forces you to learn how to kind of see flight paths through obstacles. Everything you've seen so far in this video was flown by me, as I'm walking even. And so being able to fly a drone without depending on obstacle avoidance makes you a much better drone pilot. And that's one of the reasons I recommend both of these, the Mini 2 and the Mini SE, as a great starter drone. Now, I don't know if it's the fact that both of these drones are so small and so lightweight, but I will say that they are actually much more durable than I thought. I've crashed mine a couple of times, I've snagged things, I've hit things, and all of them have walked away unscathed, or relatively unscathed. I mean, I've lost props and stuff like that, but both of the drones, the Mini 2 has been really a lot more durable than I thought it would be, which is just one more reason that I recommend this drone for beginners. Now, there are a couple of reasons why you might want to save up your money and get a Mini 3 over the Mini 2. So a couple of reasons that you may want to select the Mini 3 over the Mini 2. Obviously, if you have the budget, then that's a great drone. It's got better video quality, it's got better photo quality, it has much better low light performance. And again, this is not a full review and breakdown of the differences, but another reason you might want to is if you want to do a lot of stuff where you're tracking yourself. Say you're going to bike somewhere or hike somewhere or kayak somewhere or something like that, and you want to be able to track yourself and not have to fly the drone while you're doing those activities. The Mini 3 adds that functionality, and it does add obstacle avoidance so you can track yourself, because you can actually track yourself with third-party apps using the Mini 2. It's just you don't have the obstacle avoidance, which adds a little bit of a layer of safety if you are tracking yourself around obstacles and around objects. And another reason is low light performance. The Mini 3 is going to have much better low light performance because it has a larger sensor, and because it also has a wide, more open aperture to be able to let more light in. How much better? We'll see. I don't have one in my hands yet to test it, but that is coming, and of course those videos will be coming soon, so definitely subscribe if that's something you want to find out. Now, if you want to learn how to fly a drone and fly a drone safely so you don't crash your first drone, then click or tap right there. I put together a playlist that'll walk you through some basic easy steps on how to fly a drone. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I will see you again soon in the next video. Cheers.